Hey guys, Blakey here and welcome back to another video. Before we get on with the video, I want to say that Balance the Blade is now out and it is free to download on PC and Mac. So before we get into the video, I'm going to show you how you can download that. So if you want to go to blakey-games.itch.io/balance the blade, it will take you to this blue website with some pixel font at the top that says Balance the Blade. You'll get a short little description on the game, and then there should be a black button that says download now. Go ahead and click that. It will take you to a tab that says download Balance the Blade, and it will offer a $1 donation. Now that is just the way itch.io does their downloads. My game is free to download, and just above that dollar donation it says no thanks, just take me to the downloads. Go ahead and click that button and it will bring you to two red download buttons, and you can click what one depending on whether you're on Mac or Windows. Like it says on the website, for Mac users, make sure you do have a file extractor such as the Unarchiver. It is free to download on the App Store. Now we have the boring stuff of the video out of the way, I'm going to go into how I made Balance the Blade since the first video, which was the first day in development of the game, and what I've done in all the first day. And since then it has been a grand total of 4 extra days. And I'm going to be showing you guys what I've done since then. So once you've downloaded the game, you can probably see that it looks miles different to that first game, as it should. I did want to make a lot more progress rather than just having 2 cubes, but what you can see right now is the blade that was first made on Photoshop, because obviously before that we just had a black cube, and obviously that wasn't going to be the final asset for the game. It didn't take me very long at all to do, but we did manage to get it done, and I thought it came out quite well, to be fair. And I was thinking about adding some like twirling animations to it, but then I just thought, you know what, I cannot be honest. Anyway, once we put the sword into the game and replaced the cube, you could already see there was a slight improvement in the game feel. The next thing that I did want to add into the game was some camera shake. So the camera shake is, I'm pretty much never going to make a game without camera shake. It just adds such a great feel to all games, and it adds just such an immersion, which is quite a simple concept that you can get as well. So the camera shake that I used in my game is so when the sword does fall off the platform, there is a collider which detects that the sword has fallen, and it makes the camera shake. It didn't take me very long at all to do, and it's got it on the floor and both sides of the game as well. The next thing that I thought I'd add into the game now and get it out of the way was the main menu. So I wanted to push the main menu out so I didn't have to think about that, and just have the base logic behind all of the game. So if it came to it and I ran out of time, I did have all of the base stuff, and the game was playable with menus and pause menus and stuff. So the main menu did come out looking very good towards the end once all the assets was added to it. And the same with the pause menu as well, but obviously at the start it was just making sure the logic was there and working, but it did come out pretty sick in the end. I also had no issues with coding the main and pause menu because they're very simple concepts. And speaking of that, I made a main menu tutorial on how to make a very simple main menu on the channel just last week, so if you want to go and check that out, there will be a card at the top of the screen. If not, go to the link in my description because I'm lazy and I probably forgot. The next thing I thought I'd do while I was on the main menu is start making some Photoshop assets for buttons. So I made a start button, and I just used that as my base for making all of the buttons, just by changing the text and changing the colour for different stuff. And in the end it did come out quite happy to how I wanted it to come out as well, so I was pretty cool with that. So I actually wasn't planning on adding this to the game until quite towards the end of development, but I thought I would add it anyway, and in the end it did come out looking absolutely fucking epic, so I thought I would add it anyway. So this is just a little trail for the sword. So the way it works is that it's actually 3 individual trails that are on the end of the handle of the sword. And I don't know if I'll actually show it because I made an early trail to the sword, which was actually based on the blade and not the handle, and it looked absolutely shit, and it was not working at all, and it was actually triggering me big time. But it did end up coming out really good when the game finished because I changed the way the trail worked altogether. There was a few bugs here and there with this game, as you can see with this clip, that there was some weird collision issue I was having, because basically the issue was that you could balance the sword just on the platform on its side, which meant you could basically get an unlimited score. So the way I fixed that was just adding a collision onto the end of the sword, but for some reason the collision colliders have their own weight, so I had to make a script that uses the center of mass of the sword as the main point of mass. So it wasn't constantly just relying on the collider's mass, which I don't even know why that's a thing, but you know, here we are. The next thing I wanted to add was adding a particle system into the sword's as a child of the sword. So basically when the sword does hit the floor and it goes off screen, particles kind of fly into the air to demonstrate the effects that the sword has exploded. And I thought it was really cool. And, towards the end I kind of divided the sword up into triangles and used that as the image, and I thought it came out absolutely sick, mate. came out sick. So yeah, building along that, other stuff that I wanted to add, so when the sword goes off screen, it can't rotate and come back on screen because that would just look retarded. So I add it so that the sword's rotation gets frozen, and then its position gets frozen as well. So once it's off screen, it's frozen in that position and it can't come back on screen for any reason. One of the later things that I nearly did forget to do is actually make a logo for the game. So I went into Photoshop and just drew a little circle and put some of the blades in the circle, and then kind of gave the effect that there were shadows being made from the swords. And it's quite a good logo. I thought I was pretty happy with it, considering I had like 5 days to make this whole game. Well, I didn't have 5 days, but I thought I'd challenge myself for 5 days, because one, it's good for learning a lot of stuff in a short amount of time and refreshing your memory, and also it's good for building hype for the game that I've got coming out next month, which is Silhouette Dash. You may have seen it in a previous devlog on the channel. If you haven't, go and check them out. They're pretty cool devlogs, and yeah, they might be interesting. They might help you anyway. As a side note, guys, I know there's quite a few of you on YouTube who have actually came from YouTube, and a lot of my subscribers have come from my other social medias, as I'm very active on my other social medias, such as Instagram. I post every single day at the same time. I post different game previews and stuff. If you want to follow me, go ahead and follow me at bblakeyyy.games. I interact with everyone and I have conversations with everybody all day, and I'm very, very active on there. So go ahead and throw me a follow on there. Go to the description for any of my other social media links if you do want to subscribe or follow me or whatever it is on there as well. But apart from that, guys, like I said, the game is now available to download for free. Stay tuned for more videos. I've got some more tutorials coming up, and I've got loads of other funny, quirky gaming videos and stuff like that. Any suggestions that you do have in the comments down below, go and chuck them in there. Feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to like it to boost this engagement. I would massively appreciate that, especially considering with this video we've got a game and I want to get as many downloads as possible. I currently have around 90 downloads for Invisiblock, which was my first game I released around 7 months ago. I want to try and push for around the same number, if not higher, for the first month of this game or the next game being released. On that note, guys, I'll thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.